Good morning, class. I'm Dr. Ashwini Katole, Assistant Professor, Community Medicine Department, and today we will take short tour of nutritional anemia and iron deficiency anemia. For iron deficiency anemia is very much common and prevalent in terms of prevalence definition. It is very much prevalent in India and all over world, especially in low socioeconomic status people, or it is not like that, especially in low socioeconomic status, but they are more vulnerable. But it is very much common in all age groups also and all over the India, and middle socioeconomic status countries and low socioeconomic status country, it is very prevalent. That is, its prevalence is ranging between 60 to 90%, and it is very easy to treat this kind of anemia, that iron deficiency anemia, by simple giving iron and folic acid tablets. We can reduce the prevalence of that. So for a simple thing, there is no it's not at all rocket science. So if we want to reduce the prevalence, we have to give supplementation of iron and folic acid and health awareness. That's it. It will work, and we can, with the help of this only, we can reduce the prevalence of nutritional anemia also and iron deficiency anemia. Now coming to the minerals, for the growth and repair and regulation of vital body function, the two type of major elements and trace elements are required. Major elements are calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium and magnesium. Trace elements are iron, iodine, fluorine, zinc, copper and magnesium, and many more are there. Then now coming to directly to the iron. Iron is having very great importance because it is obviously required for the growth and development and functioning of the body, as well as for production of the, for RBCs also it is very much required, and blood quantity also it is required. The adult human body contain between 34 gram of iron in the body, and 60 to 70% present mostly in the blood. 1 gram of hemoglobin contain 3.4 milligram of iron. So now you can see that how much iron is important in our body. Coming to the functions of iron, iron is required for hemoglobin formation, brain development, regulation of body temperature, muscle activity, catecholamine metabolism and immune system. Means all over the in all the body functions, hemoglobin is required, and it is required in daily basis. Means if you hemoglobin is daily breakdown of RBCs are there, and daily breakdown of that hemoglobin formation, daily formation and breakdown of hemoglobin is there in fetal age and intrauterine age, and after that first 5 years, iron is very much important for growth and development of the brain. It also helps in regulate the body temperature, muscle activity and various numerous kind of biochemical reaction it is required. That catecholamines metabolism also it is required, and for the defense system it is very much required. So it is having great function and it is having great importance. And if lack of iron or iron deficiency in the body, it directly affect the immune system. It reduce the T cell and antibody. It reduce the antibody production in the body also. Then it also required for myoglobin, cytochrome and catalyze kind of reaction in the body, for oxygen transport and for respiration also, and the lung respiration, for the respiration also it is very much required. So all over the body system required iron, and if deficiency is there, everything will hamper automatically. Then what are the sources for the iron? There are many sources for the iron. Heme iron, there are two type of iron, heme iron and non-heme iron sources are there. Heme iron source is mostly liver, meat, poultry, breast milk and fish, and non-heme sources are cereals, green leafy vegetables, legumes, nuts, and dry fruits. The bioavailability is very much deteriorate due to phthalate and oxalate kind of chemicals. So if you are taking anything related to that, it will automatically reduce the absorption of iron in the gut. So after taking milk, whatever myths are there, after taking milk, we should not take coffee or tea, because it contains phytates and oxalates and tannic acid or phosphate, will reduce the absorption of iron. Already iron is having less bioavailability in the body. Absorption of that is very less, and after taking all this oxalate, tannic acid present in coffee and tea, it will automatically deteriorate the absorption, and it will lead to the iron deficiency anemia. This is also one of the risk factor for the poor absorption of iron in the body. Then where it absorbs mainly, it absorbs in duodenum and upper small intestine. If increased absorption will increase the demand, and less than 5% of absorption in Indian diet, that is because of poor bioavailability of the iron. For example, if you are taking 10 gram of iron in a diet, suppose, this is just a example to understand that bioavailability, how much it is poor, and how it absorbs. If you are taking 10 gram of iron in your diet, only 1%, 1 gram will absorb in your diet. This is just an example. It is not absorbed in a gram, it is milligram or microgram only. So this much less absorption of iron in the body is there. So we have to take much more iron rich food, so that we can maintain the balance of excretion of iron and utilization of iron in the body. The transport, it transported as plasma ferritin and stored in the liver, mainly liver, bone marrow, spleen and kidney. The mostly iron losses in the human beings, or mainly in the women, during the menstruation period, and in the male or female because of piles, hemorrhoids, or if breakdown of RBCs and normal procedure, or normal metabolic reactions, it is excreted through the urine, wet, bile and the squamous cell also. So for adolescent girls and for pregnant women and for heavily menstruating women, iron demand is increased, so they have to take more amount of iron, and it is not possible because so many people are very poor and below socio-economic status, from low socio background. So iron and folic acid tablet are the best source of iron. If you are taking on weekly wise that iron folic acid tablet, automatically it will gradually reduce the prevalence and gradually give the sufficient quantity of iron and folic acid in the body. So Government of India stressing on the Kishori Vahin Yojana people, that means adolescent girls and pregnant and lactating women and reproductive age group women, to give iron and folic acid tablets, and it is available free of cost in the primary health center and any government facility hospital. So this is all about iron loss. Now coming to the iron deficiency, how iron deficiency is produced in the body. We all know this is widely prevalent. Iron deficiency anemia is widely prevalent in India, and over iron deficiency impacts the hemoglobin synthesis, because it directly related. Heme required iron for the synthesis, hemoglobin synthesis. So it directly impaired the hemoglobin synthesis. It will cause nutritional anemia. It will impair the immunity, because it is is also required for T cells and immunity of the body. It reduces the resistance of infection because it deteriorates the functioning of immunity in the body, and increase the mortality and morbidity because of recurrent infection in under 5 children or in pregnant women. So it is very important to reduce this prevalence from the reproductive age group women. As we have seen, this is required for the erythropoiesis system. It is also required for cognitive development and neurological function, mainly in the fetus and under 5 children. It helps brain iron. In the brain, iron is located in the cytochrome and mitochondria. So iron deficiency may result in reversible consequences, and early and timely prevention of iron deficiency is essential to optimize the brain function. If malnutrition is there in the under 5 children, it will hamper the brain development, because in first 2 year or in first 5 years, brain maximum 95% of brain development already occurred. So during that period, if child is having malnutrition, protein energy malnutrition, or nutritional malnutrition, so automatically that baby will suffer the lack in body growth also, and lack in brain development. Then all this problem will start. Delayed milestone occur, that arousal and brain deficiency related disorders that automatically happen because of iron deficiency during the pregnancy and after that also. So neurological manifestation of iron deficiency in infant and children. Anemia is in neonate influence the respiratory system. It also hamper the brain development also. It precipitate the cyanotic breath holding spells, and decrease the arousal and alertness among the babies. It gives the it also proven that if iron deficiency anemia is there, then baby will show behavioral problem, cognitive disturbance, and attention and alertness is very less in that people. So we have, medication is very simple. So if you want to reduce this prevalence, we have to make stronger, and in the that reproductive age group for women, we have to make stronger by giving good nutrition and good iron and folic acid supplementation. Why iron deficiency anemia is so common in adolescent? It is very simple, because in adolescent age group women, demand is increasing, because that all the growth and development during the pubertal period is very fast. So and iron is having very poor bioavailability in the body. So automatically demand is more, supply is very less. Then it will lead to iron deficiency anemia, and with this they are having all hookworm kind of disease problems, worm manifestations are there. So whatever nutrition they are taking, that is not giving supplement to the that is not fulfilling the body requirement, because of parasites in the intestines and because of low bioavailability of the iron. So automatically the this girls will having more chance of iron deficiency anemia. And during adolescent, during the menstruation in adolescent women, the cycles are also irregular, and bleeding is also very heavy, means it's irregular kind of cycle, and first 2 year after puberty, that menstruation is also heavy. So demand is very high. They are not taking enough food, they are not taking proper food which is having iron in that, and bioavailability of iron is also very less. Parasitic infestation is also there, and they are not taking a proper care also. So automatically these girls are very much prone to deficiency anemia. Then how we can prevent that? It's very simple to prevent, but we have to empower the education. We have to give we have to spread awareness. If they will know half thing will we can do, we can finish by giving simple education. It is not easy. Just we are saying something ki take this kind of tablets or this kind of food, they will not automatically or in a fraction of second they will start doing that. But gradually that awareness, if you are hammering one thing again and again, automatically this everybody will think ki they are saying this, and somebody is saying this is beneficial for you, this kind of tablet like iron and folic acid. And nutritional supplementation also they are giving in Anganwadi for ANC PNC mothers and adolescent girls. So gradually they will start that behavioral change, and they will accept this kind of nutritional habit they have to develop in their daily routine. So best way to reduce the prevalence of iron deficiency anemia is to give education to the family, to the mother, to the adolescent girl, so that we can reduce the prevalence. Proper sanitary measures we have to give, we have to tell them hand hygiene. We have to give albendazole dose 400 milligram OD 6 monthly, or we have to tell them proper food and diet also. And supplementation of iron and folic acid and vitamin C is also there, which is free of cost available at the government centers. And fortification of food we have to provide that. So that automatically, like iodine we can do for iron and folic acid, so automatically who are deficient they can get in invisible form, they can get the iron from the food itself. Then how we can diagnose? What is the criteria for diagnosis of anemia? It is very simple. For adult, if you are taking sample 13 gram per dl, iron should be there, hemoglobin value should be there. Or in adult female non-pregnant woman it should be 12, and adult pregnant woman it should be 11. In children from 6 months to 6 years it should be 11, and children from 6 years to 14 years it should be 12. Then on the how we can that Asha or Anganwadi worker can detect easily this iron deficiency anemia. It is very simple by looking at the nails, mucous membrane of oral cavity, by tongue, seeing tongue and lower palpebral conjunctiva. They can easily check the that person is suffering from iron deficiency anemia or not. What is spoon nails? It is very like soft nails that look scooped out. The depression is usually large enough to hold and drop off the liquid. They can resist and often indicates iron deficiency anemia. This is the major sign of iron deficiency anemia. It is called as also, this is the picture, we can see that the small depressions over the nail. And chylonychia is also one of the symptoms for iron deficiency anemia, that is soft nail at the looking of scoop out. Like this is the progressive version of that spoon neck. Then depression is usually large enough to hold the drop of the liquid and often indicate the iron deficiency anemia. Now coming to the evaluation of iron status, that is we can evaluate by hemoglobin concentration in the blood, serum iron concentration and serum ferritin concentration. Serum ferritin concentration is most sensitive test for evaluation of iron status in the person. Serum transferritin saturation also we can take to detect the iron deficiency anemia. Then how much iron is required in a different age group, that is from 5 months to 12 months it is 0.7 milligram daily needs. From 1 year to 12 years it is like 1 milligram per day. From 13 years to 16 year, it is like 1.8 to 2.4 for male and female milligram per day, and adult male 0.9 milligram per day. As we can see that in adolescence age group, male and female, the demand is very much higher, and it is much more higher in female as compared to the male because of menstruation loss during menses, blood loss during the menses. So we have to focus for to the adolescent girl and pregnant and lactating women for iron deficiency anemia. For adult female, for menstruating female, it is like 2.8 milligram per day. For pregnancy and lactation, it is like 0.8 to 3.5 in first and second half of the pregnancy. For lactating women, it is 2.4 milligram per day. And post-menopausal women, it is, the requirement is lower down, that is 0.7 milligram per day. Now coming to the nutritional anemia. Nutritional anemia is disease syndrome caused by malnutrition because of other macro or micronutrient malnutrition, or iron because of mainly chunk of the food that is lacking in the diet. Because of that, malnutrition occur. It has been defined by WHO as a condition in which hemoglobin content of body is lower than normal. It called as the malnutrition as a result of deficiency of one or more essential nutrients, regardless of the cause of the such deficiency. Anemia is usually is established if the hemoglobin is below the cutoff point and recorded by the WHO, and the most frequent cause of nutritional anemia is iron deficiency anemia, and less frequent is folate and vitamin B12. The problem in worldwide, as we have already seen, nutritional anemia is worldwide problem with the highest prevalence in developing country. Developed country is having quite better condition, but in developing country it is very big problem. It is found that especially among the women and childbearing age, young children, and during pregnancy and lactation, it is much more prevalent. It is estimated that 2/3 of pregnant and 1/3 of non-pregnant women of developing countries having iron deficiency anemia. In the population of developed country, women on childbearing age group, that is are mostly suffer from the anemia. So this problem is very huge, so that we have started the iron deficiency anemia program. In India, it is a major nutritional public health problem. The incidence of anemia is ranging between the 60 to 70 up to the 90%, and in rural India, anemia is much more prevalent as compared to the urban. But we can it is like urban and rural have kind of same situation. Iron deficiency anemia is having 85% of Indian pregnant women are anemic due to iron deficiency anemia, and this is the very big percentage. As we can see that on the various study, each region and each city is having various prevalence of iron deficiency anemia. It is ranging from the 58 to 90% also. So 91%, somewhere it is 91% also. So it is a very huge problem, like this also. Iron deficiency can arise either due to inadequate intake or poor bioavailability of the dietary iron, or due to excessive loss of iron from the body, that we have already seen. And although the most habitual diet contain only a small amount of iron, and whatever amount of iron we are taking, out of that only 5 to 10% is absorbed in the gut. So because less poor absorption also is one of the factor for iron deficiency anemia. Women lose a considerable amount of iron, especially during the menstruation, and other factors related to anemia like malaria, hookworm, and other worm infestation. They can also increase the prevalence of anemia, like iron deficiency anemia. And in addition, the mother who are born children at the close interval means that child spacing is not there in proper, so that government have started minimum 3-year difference between two children, because mother is also have some time to recover her body structure and body demand to come to the normal level. So they are having they don't have a child spacing between them, that mother will automatically deteriorate the iron content in the body because of loss during the pregnancy also, and increased demand during pregnancy, and loss during the delivery also. So this is also one of the cause for the iron deficiency anemia. And in some area of India, it has been shown that folate deficiency anemia is also very much, that is 50 to 60% of pregnant women attending hospital clinic because of that. And high prevalence of folate deficiency anemia in pregnancy is associated with the all this social and economical problems. The iron deficiency anemia is because of, we can see that pregnancy, infection, and work capacity also, that trimental it affect the anemia. In pregnancy, the it increase the demand, increase the risk of maternal fetal mortality and morbidity because of loss of iron during the pregnancy. And in India, 20 to 40% of maternal death occur due to the anemia. This is also very big number, and we can reduce this number by giving iron folic acid supplementation. If iron deficiency anemia is there, that lady is very much prone for repeated abortion, bad obstetric history, premature birth, and PPH, that is postpartum hemorrhage also. And baby can suffer from the low birth weight and intrauterine growth retardation kind of thing also. So we have to work on that, because of all this happen because of simple thing, low hemoglobin, and we can easily treat that. The other cause for the iron deficiency anemia is like various kind of infection, like parasitic infection. Malaria is also very common in the India, because of malaria, it attack on the RBC, and of RBCs happen, so that it affect the hemoglobin formation. So malaria is also one of the cause. Intestinal parasites also one of the cause. They all are leading cause of deficiency anemia into the adults, women, and children's. For anemia cause significant impairment of work capacity. The more severe anemia, the greater the reduction of in the work performance. So there has been significant loss, economic loss, because of that. This is the huge problem for the whole country, because it giving impact on the it giving burden also, economic burden also, and deteriorate the economic condition of the country also. What kind of intervention we can do to reduce the prevalence of anemia? An estimation of hemoglobin should be done to assess by the degree of the anemia. If we know, once we know what kind of anemia is there, and it is mild, moderate, or severe, then we can treat anemia as per that. If anemia is severe, that is hemoglobin level is 10 gram per dl, then we have to give higher dose of iron, or we have to give blood transfusion if lady is pregnant. If hemoglobin is ranging between 10 to 12 gram per dl, then we have to give tablets, iron folic acid tablets, to overcome the anemia. Now coming to the iron and folic acid supplementation, in order to prevent nutritional anemia among the mothers and children, that is 1 year to 12 years, the Government of India started National Nutritional Anemia Prophylaxis Program. The program is based on daily supplementation, or nowadays it is a weekly supplementation of iron and folic acid tablet to prevent the mild and moderate cases of anemia. The beneficiaries who are at the risk group or pregnant women, lactating women, or adolescent age group, or children who are under 12 years, they get all iron and folic acid supplementation through this program. This is the criteria for it. Now coming to the doses of iron folic acid for the mothers. 1 tablet of iron and folic acid contain 100 milligram of elementary iron and 0.5 milligram of folic acid. We should give it on daily basis as per the requirement, or for the adolescent girl we can give it to the weekly basis also. Daily administration should be continued until 2 to 3 months or 100 days after hemoglobin level can turn to the normal. And it is necessary to estimate the hemoglobin in repeatedly or monthly, so that we can find out the hemoglobin level is increasing or not, or is there any other cause for that hemoglobin level is not increasing. So that monthly hemoglobin estimation we have to do during the therapy. Then doses for the children. 1 tablet of iron and folic acid contain 20 milligram of elementary iron and 0.1 milligram of folic acid. We have to give it on the daily basis to the children, or suspension is there for the children. We can also work on the iron fortification. The WHO expert did not recommend this because of low absorption of iron, but it is after so many studies, NIN Hyderabad showed there is simple addition of folic acid or ferrous sulfate can reduce the prevalence. So when we can add this iron in a salt or in a oil, it can help to reduce the prevalence of anemia, and mainly iron deficiency anemia. So it is also one of the best method to reduce the prevalence. Likewise, iodine, we can add the iron also in the salt or oils. The other strategies are, we can advise the changing dietary habits. We can control the parasites by giving the albendazole dose on the regular basis, like 6 months for children and adolescent age group women, or for the adults. And education is the best medium to reduce the prevalence of the iron deficiency anemia. Thank you so much. That's all for the iron deficiency anemia. This was your revision class, so I took it so very fastly. But you go through your books or chapters, so that you don't need to mug up this. This is very easy thing and routine thing. And if LAQ long question is come on the iron deficiency anemia or nutritional anemia, all these points you can sum up in that. Automatically it will cover your all the points. Okay, thank you.